People be like, you believe Hebrew Israelites is a cult? And I do. Because it is a cult. It's a religious cult, period. There's no evidence descendants of the transatlantic slave trade are related to the Israelites of the Bible. What Hebrew Israelites try to do is use Deuteronomy 28 as a DNA test. I don't know who this is for, but Deuteronomy 28 is not a prophecy. But let's say it was a prophecy. Y'all still don't fulfill all these prophecies. Deuteronomy 28:52 says,
"They will besiege you within all your gates until your high and fortified walls that you trust in come down throughout your land."
What walls were besieged?
On the 14th of April, 70 CE, the future Roman Emperor Titus began the siege of Jerusalem, during which the Second Temple was burned and destroyed. The Roman attack on Jerusalem came 4 years into the Jewish-Roman War. Triggered by ethnic tensions between Romans and Jews in Judea, the Great Revolt quickly spread throughout the province. Emperor Nero sent 4 legions, approximately 80,000 soldiers, under the command of his trusted general Vespasian and his son Titus to crush the uprising. By the time Vespasian was recalled to Rome in 69 CE to be appointed emperor, the Roman forces had driven most of the rebels back to the fortified city of Jerusalem. Titus moved to besiege the city in early 70, coinciding with Passover. Assisted by the experienced general and former governor of Judea, Tiberius Julius Alexander, he positioned 3 legions on the western side and a 4th to the east on the Mount of Olives. Jewish pilgrims were permitted to enter the city to celebrate Passover, but the Romans refused to allow them out again. The increase in population placed additional strain on the already depleted food and water supplies in the city. Many of the details of the siege were recorded by the Jewish historian Josephus, who had defected to the Roman side after his surrender earlier in the war. Having failed to negotiate with the defenders of the city, but having breached the third and second walls, the Romans sought to force the Jews into starvation by erecting a wooden palisade that used up every tree in a 10-mile radius. When the Romans breached the final defences in August, the remaining defenders of Jerusalem were massacred and the temple was destroyed, leaving the western wall as the only surviving feature.
$28.68 says,
The Lord will take you back in ships to Egypt by a route that I said you would never see again. There you will sell yourselves to your enemies as male and female slaves, but no one will buy you.
last time I checked, African slaves weren't selling themselves. Folks were selling them, and people bought them.
African statement where I have this African confession on tape that he know we are two different manner of people. We're talking about the seed of Ham and that they sold us into captivity and that they was cutting our ancestors' heads off, okay, and that they was eating, okay, the heads because they were a bunch of heathens. Just like it says in Jeremiah the 10th chapter, follow not the ways of the heathens. And now he specifically distinguished that he come from a different bloodline, a different ethnic origin from the so-called Afro-American, Jamaican, Haitian, Puerto Rican, Panamanian, Cubans, Mexicans, okay, so on and so forth, and the so-called black, brown-skinned Native American Indians, okay, and all the brothers and sisters in the shanty towns of North, Central, and South America of so-called Negroid descent.
The problem is, you Israelites, you black people in this country, what do you say about them? You call them animals or something?
I call them inferior. I call you slaves. We turn you into slaves, and when we didn't need it no more, we kicked you out of Israel, out of Egypt and out of Africa. We sold you to America, and that's where we want you to stay, and we don't want you back in Africa again.
Now, you black people in this country, it's time for you to wake up and realize that this stink doodle eating African does not care about you. He's not your people. He hates you, and that's why he sold you out of Africa. And you admit that, right?
Huh?
You're admitting that today on
The white man is not a devil. We sold it to the white man.
Right.
If we had sold it to our devil, you would not be alive today.
Now, let's get back.
Our devil.
You did.
We don't want you to die yet, so we didn't
Didn't you
take the devil.
Africans chop our heads off in slavery and all that and sacrifice it to your God?
We ate it. What do you mean sacrifice it?
Say it again?
We ate the goddamn heads when we chopped them off. We didn't sacrifice you.
Oh,
We used to eat your assholes over there.
in Africa.
Yeah.
Before you
You
sold us.
forgot that we used to eat the men over. We used to
Before
eat
you
people.
sold us to
Yeah.
America. You used to eat
And then when we got fed up of your flesh, it was no good anymore. And we found it was unclean. We decided to sell you into slavery to get rid of you. In case you multiply and subdue the earth over there.
Okay, now, but let's get back to the point because you're trying to get away from it. Why wasn't he able to stop the hand of the Lord, the Israelite God, the God of Israel, from delivering his people from such a powerful, mighty nation? How come your God didn't do that? Let me
How
tell
come we
you.
didn't stand up for Pharaoh and save Pharaoh?
Because
we
from
said,
being drowned in the Red Sea.
we said, get your assholes, you Israelites, from out of our goddamn country and take your God with you. And we don't want to see you back to you anymore.
That's a lie. You were forced to let go the children of Israel.
No matter how we were, it doesn't matter. We were glad to see you how that
No, you was glad. You was glad because you was getting your asses
and you
kicked.
came back.
You was glad.
You were again.
glad because you was getting your asses kicked.
No, it's when you came back, we decided to sell you.
You was glad.
You know what? When they came back, when you came back to Africa,
You was
we
glad
started to
because you
slaves.
was getting your asses kicked. That's why. Okay, now listen.
We were beating your assholes with whip and turning to slaves. How could we get our asses kicked? We were beating your assholes with whip.
yeah?
And making you burden, making you carry, making you into slaves. We were whipping your asses every day.
Right, but you know what? That's right. He said that the problem is you Israelites, you black people in this country. What do you say about them? You call them animals or something?
I call them inferior. I call you slaves. We turn you into slaves, and when we didn't need you no more, we kick you out of Israel, and out of Egypt and out of Africa. We sold you to America, and that's where we want you to stay, and we don't want you back in Africa again.
And when did we go back to Egypt? Because I got questions. Most Hebrew Israelites will tell you we was on literal ships, but we went back to metaphorical Egypt to be literally sold again. It don't make sense.